Boonie story.
Once upon a time, there was a young bunny named Boonie, and she's walking across the lands of trees and happiness. In her hand, she holds her most dearest joy, the beautiful heart of love. But this fateful day, she hopes to share it with her friends. But instead, she falls under the spell of clumsiness. She loses her heart of love. And now, the heart starts tumbling and falling across a ravine. Now she is separated. And now, out of anger and frustration, she decides to rush to her dear friend. Boonie's friends await eagerly for her to come, but what they see is Boonie running towards them, crying, bawling, and wailing. "What's wrong, Boonie?" Pepe asks. Boonie retorts. Corny asks,
"Where's my lover?"
Again, Boonie replies. Gently, Genova asks.
Did you lose it?
Boonie simply hicks. Pepe simply says, "Don't worry, Boonie, we'll help you get it." But instead, Boonie replies with a "Ah!" and skitters off to get her heart in the forest. Left with worry, her friends follow to see what she does. They find her working on her little blueprints to construct a bridge. Of course, still in tears. And each of the three friends notice a fault in her designs. Corny was the first one to notice a fault.
Here's the way to move those logs.
Next, Pepe noticed that bridge won't hold. And then finally, Genova notices in her head,
She'll get devoured in one bite.
the friends look at each other and agree to give her a chance, since she so desperately wanted to do it alone. They all agreed in unison. Then, Boonie went to work. First she attempts to gather logs, but those were too heavy. And then she resorts to twigs, thinking it was a good idea. And then, Corny just simply face palms. Face hooves? No, doesn't matter. And then, Boonie attempted to put them together. Hammer at hand, and twig at hand, she tried to work with her blueprints. However, her twigs spontaneously bursted into flames. She sits there and cries about what a failure she is. Surrounded by greenery, seemingly safe. However, behind a bush emerges a hedgehog, bent on making her prey. The hedgehog bent forward, almost ready to pounce. And Boonie is still unaware of it, crying puddles that also keep her away from the ring of fire that surrounds her. The ring of fire, ironically, protects her from the hedgehog from pouncing. Genova sees this. And so, Genova returns to her friends to talk to them. However, that was unnecessary, because they all agreed that they would help her. Several hours later, they return and throw a pebble at Boonie's head. She did not notice, and so they got flustered. And so they decided to throw a boulder, and slowly it went, tumbling towards her. And then it hit her. It bounced off miraculously. Seemingly ineffective, she still looked up. And then, to her surprise, she saw a pre-made bridge, all shiny, spick and span, glowing and amazing. Fine details engraved in it, and she was happy. And so she got up to her brand new bridge and decided to bring it out to drag onto the ravine. And then, whoop, she throws the bridge onto the ravine. And so she happily crossed it to retrieve her old joyful heart. And so she did, and picked it up. In glee, she praised it. "I have my heart!" But then behind her, a hedgehog appeared. But again, Genova, to the rescue, tackled him into a ravine. A noble act indeed. And now, Boonie, happy with glee, blushing with joy, she holds her heart and returns to her friends who await her eagerly. She meets them. All of them look at her, all with smiles. Genova, dripping wet. Corning, slightly tired, and Pepe, slightly worn from mental stress. But all that didn't matter. Sure, they may have helped her, but what really mattered was that even if Boonie may think she's alone, her friends are always there when she needs it. And so, the day ended off with hearts. The end.